Hello, everybody. Oh, wait, I didn't do this thing on my camera. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the stream. Me and Chase are wearing liquid hats because he had one and I wanted to put mine on.
I feel very left out of the hat trend, in all honesty. I'm surrounded and not included.
Do you have a hat?
Dude, should I go get it?
Would you like to go get it?
Yeah, 1 second. I'll go get my hat.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me turn off my camera. We'll just have a little icon here for just 1 second.
Oh, just top of Chase's head.
This is very important.
How's everyone doing? Welcome back, Drep. Thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate it. But yeah, we have half of Reagan and half Chase. This is really nice. Hey guys.
You know, Alex, when you told me you're gonna put on a hat, I didn't really think about the fact that it's gonna be 3 people with hats on the top of the screen and then 1 person without a hat.
To be honest, I'm just so used. I don't think I've ever seen Reagan without a hat.
What? I don't wear hats a lot.
I've never seen you without one.
He does wear hats. He just wears them backwards typically.
That's right. Yeah. I don't even know. Does Reagan have hair on top of his head?
You
Bro,
don't.
I don't wear hats that much. I don't wear hats that much.
Reagan has beautiful hair. He asked me if he should wear a hat, and I told him no. Your hair looks good today. But
he
then
does
he put
look
on
like
one anyway.
Did you hear the compliment, chat? Did I not compliment Reagan? I said, not only is Reagan young and beautiful, stress the beautiful, handsome man. Did I not? Do you guys remember that when I said that? He has purple hair, actually. Does he actually? I like Marcia's hat. Pepe laugh. Yeah, we just have a hat on the bottom.
Dude, my hair yesterday was orange.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I accidentally Cerakoted the shit out of my hair. Like, I had a fan on and it blew back, and like my whole face was orange. Like, I had like a respirator on and some goggles. That's why I have this like. Well, I don't know if you can see it.
I can see the mark. I can see the mark.
Yeah, so I have this. I had goggles on for 12 hours yesterday, so I've got like red marks on my face. And I had orange. Yeah, I had to like acetone my hair and skin, so that was fun.
That couldn't have been healthy.
Yeah, soap and water afterwards. You're good.
Soap and water. It's fine. By the way, guys, we are waiting for Apiary to get a hat. She didn't want to be left out of the hat gang. We forgot to tell her that we're wearing hats. Our bad. But yeah, we built a keyboard today on my stream. We also had a men's health / Movember stream. Not saying that anyone else's health is not important, by the way, because I know that was brought up like 2 times. It's not. It's just as important. Okay. Look at that.
Men's health, only health.
Yeah.
That charity stream went pretty well, right?
I think so. I think it did. I honestly, we did 4.5. We did 4.5. Nice to see some RGB in Reagan's background. Yeah.
Hey man, it's been up there also the last few streams.
He has it specifically for this.
I think
I got roasted into this, okay? I don't want this, all right?
These cams are whack, guys. We're waiting for Apiary to come. She turned off her webcam. She went to go look for a hat. Just give us a second, guys. She'll be back, we promise. You just
Reagan got tired of everybody talking about his hotel room, so he had to put some lights in there.
No, I just bring this light to this hotel room that I normally rent every time we do Keycap.
So guys, I have a question. Like, you guys can't really see Reagan's room, but does it not look like a hotel room? Like, it looks that clean. It's not natural. See, Chase's room has character. Reagan's is just a bed and a window.
Bro, it's contemporary.
It's not contemporary. It's a hotel room.
It's peaceful.
Hotel rooms are contemporary as hell.
Zoom frame. But yeah, we know it's Bork. We're just gonna fix it after when Marcia comes back.
You look like you're in the inside of your PC case, okay? Like I'm over here. All right, I got this one light. I'm chilling.
It's minimalist. What are the hotels? I don't know. What hotel are you at, Reagan? 4 Seasons.
Decent one. It's at least 3.5 stars. Okay.
It's at least 3.5.
That's how I refine my search. I can 3.5 plus.
I think I can fix. Can I do this and do going on? Nope, that makes it worse. Wait, does it make it worse? A little bit worse. Okay, we have to wait for Apiary to come back. The overlay is really nice, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
Too bad yet.
Apiary just doesn't come back. She's like, I never found that hat, guys.
She actually went to the store.
Yeah, she went to Walmart to quickly grab a hat.
Oh my gosh.
2 hats and a half. Yeah.
2.5 hats.
Oh shit. How are you guys doing today? We had a great stream today, guys. Thank you for all tuning in. How is chat doing? You guys doing okay? Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Oh, there she is. Oh, she found a hat.
So sorry, I ruined it. I found it though.
We thought you went to the store.
I went to get a pack of cigarettes and didn't come back.
Oh my god. Please, that'd be the second time that's happened.
Oh, poor Reagan.
Now,
All right.
imagine if you did come back and none of us were wearing hats.
Yeah.
Imagine.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. So we have Apiary. If you guys don't know who Apiary is, she's a keyboard streamer. She makes insanely well done content. I mean it. I truly do. She's been a joy to watch. She's been in the game for what, about a year and a half streaming right now? Little under a year and a half?
Yeah, a little over a year and a half, actually.
Little over a year. She has been doing amazing content. She is insanely knowledgeable. If not, I'd say probably one of the more knowledgeable streamers out there at the moment. In fact, I get most of my knowledge from watching her streams. And she has been doing some really fun and cutesy builds as of recent. She has released her own Keycap set called GMMK Noir, which I think did really well, at least, you know. Despite there being lockdowns and stuff and money being kind of in weird spots, I think she killed it, knocked it out of the park. Made a set that I think will look good on a lot of different boards. But yeah, that is Apiary. Apiary, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I got over it. I feel like I have to explain myself because I was
Yeah.
just gone for like 10 minutes. I got over invested. I had a Rama hat, which would have been like so perfect, but I couldn't find it. So cat hat it is. My apologies.
That's okay.
Yeah, like after you left, you definitely could not have come back without a hat. So you were like,
No, I was committed. Yeah, it would have been embarrassing.
She just Amazon one days one hat to herself. She's like, yeah, come on. I know this will come here eventually.
Oh god.
But today we're going to be talking to Apiary about some keyboard stuff. Talking with Mr. Spoos and Chase. I think I just put Chase as Chase. I don't know why I didn't put chase.gg. I apologize, Chase. And
I'll be lowercase.
You're lowercase Chase today. And we're going to be talking to Apiary about some keyboard stuff. Some subjects that, you know, we've talked about. I think me and Apiary probably already discussed some of these, but just as something to listen to in the background, you know, if you're listening to this from the podcast. But Apiary, first thing we want to ask, we usually ask this to everyone who comes on the podcast, but how are you feeling with keyboards right now? Are you feeling with the, I guess, the community of keyboards? How do you think the state of keyboards is, I guess, reflecting on the community or going at the moment?
I think we're at like a bunch of tipping points, and it's all very kind of behind the scenes. I think most of the tipping points, but there's a lot going on in keyboards. It's just how many people realize what's really going on. There's a lot going on that I think is deciding the future of the hobby as a whole right now.
Yeah.
But it's all happening kind of undercover, maybe, perhaps, and people don't realize that they're actually deciding kind of the fate of the hobby, as dramatic as that sounds right now. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. It's an interesting time to just sit back and watch, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think right now there's so many things happening. Like we're seeing more. One thing that I'm so happy about, and you know, Chase, this is Chase's favorite topic, is budget and entry level keyboards. We're seeing more of those, and I think that's an amazing thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh god, I love it. Before now, really, if somebody said, "Oh, I have $100 or $150 to build a keyboard," there's just nothing we could do, right? Like, there's nothing at an enthusiast level that could be recommended.
Yeah.
Really, there wasn't. And so it's really fun, I think, right now to be somebody who's trying to help people who are new to the hobby, because it's a lot easier nowadays. You don't have to be that asshole who says, "Well, you know, if you don't have $250, there's nothing I can do for you."
Yeah, I agree.
It's cool. I love budget boards. They hold a very special place in my heart. You know, when I started this hobby, even still now, but we won't talk about that. When I started this hobby, I was truly broke as shit, right? Like I was a college student who was trying to work my way through college. And so I had to save up for months and months and months to even buy like an entry-level keyboard. So it makes me very happy.
And I guess another question then we're getting in chat is, what's your favorite budget board at the moment?
Favorite, like that I have used, or
I'd say
what
like
I'm most
have
excited
used.
for?
Yeah, I'd say have used. Maybe we can also include most excited for. What about you guys in chat, by the way?
Yeah. Let's hear your guys's. Mine personally is NK65 Entry Edition, the wonderful plastic offering, the injection molded offering from Novel Keys. I think is the best one that I've used so far at its price point. Period. Out of story. Not even a compromise. Honestly, I think it fights it out with a lot of the entry level like actual customs in terms of quality, or it would if it didn't have plate mount stabs. The only drawback.
I haven't built one yet myself. Chase, have you done an NK65? I feel like you want to.
No, I still haven't. Yeah, I still haven't gotten one yet. I saw that they just announced another edition that they were gonna run. Was it the? Why can't I think of what it was?
The Olivia edition?
Yes, the Olivia edition. I saw that they just teased that one recently, and that might be one that I grab. That's pretty enticing.
Yeah, I think that one there is probably going to be. I mean, like the GMK Olivia set's so popular, so yeah. I think that particular one's gonna
and you
knock
mix that
it
world
apart.
with like the NK65 world, and it's just like this super combo.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be huge. I think to go. A lot of people maybe had a set of GMK Olivia sitting around, or if it's not already on a board, might grab it just to go with that.
Yeah, well, it's actually one of the. I'm not sure if it's just the board itself or if they're doing another one that's
PBT keycaps.
Yeah, it might be.
Ooh.
It looks like it might be PBT Olivia keycaps. I'm not sure if it is, but that's what it looked like they were teasing.
So it is actually know this. It's actually DSS keycaps, I believe. So they're from Signature Plastics. They're kind of similar to. They're like in between Cherry and SA keycaps.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever used them.
No, they're not like a. They kind of fell out of favor a little bit, but they're pretty high quality. They're solid.
They're PBT.
I forget. Let me look.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were gonna be different like that. That's still gonna be cool. Like it's different. And I like different. Different
Yeah,
can either be.
Sorry? We gotta support novelties, man. They're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are definitely one of the. You know what I really like about, as a Canadian, what I really dig about novel keys. I love it and I hate it at the same time, but I like the fact that I can see how much I'm paying for duties right away. Like I love it because like there's no surprises. You don't have to be like, oh shit, $60 extra here at the door. But also, I also hate it because it reminds me that I'm subject to all those border fees and taxes. It's fantastic. But I do appreciate it. It's easier to shop when you have something like that as a Canadian. So, internationally anyways.
And it's ABS, not PBT.
It's ABS.
Okay.
Figured.
I'm okay with that though. I don't mind the sound signature of ABS keycaps, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm sure for a lot of people that weren't able to grab Olivia for whatever reason, that keyboard, and they want Olivia, that keyboard's probably going to be a pretty easy pickup for them.
Really well.
Yeah.
Well, even the people who didn't buy the random Frank one.
Yeah, or like the milkshake edition.
Yeah.
Milkshake one.
Is this gonna be like the Brandon Frank P1 or the milkshake one, where it comes with switches, like a choice of switch?
My understanding is yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what they'll pick for that. They'll probably do some like maybe like recolored Olivia colorway switches or something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Go on, Chase.
If the NK65 is your favorite now, what are you looking forward to then? Like we said earlier.
The Kara.
Ooh.
I'm really looking forward to the Kara. If that board winds up being terrible, I think it'll be the most disappointed I've ever been.
No way, really?
No pressure, Rama. Oh yeah. I think before this, the only thing that I really loved and was really excited for, like, came out poorly was well, there's two. Infinity Pastel, which I'm still waiting on receiving, but obviously didn't turn out to plan, and GMK Peaches and Cream, but Kara, I have been looking forward to for almost a year, really excitedly. So yeah, no, I'll be real sad if it doesn't turn out. Fingers crossed it does.
I saw they just put out a couple of like typing videos on their YouTube channel the last couple of days on a couple of different ones that they had with different switches in it. Doesn't sound too bad.
It's always the worst feeling though when you order something and it doesn't come to you the way you thought it was gonna come.
Yeah,
it's always a letdown, and I find it's more of a letdown in a group buy / pre-order community because we're waiting so long for this, long for a product. And chat, maybe you guys can also weigh in on this too. How do you guys feel? For example, let's use Peaches and Cream as an example. I didn't pick up Peaches and Cream. I really never got to see what it looked like in person. I've seen the photos, and yes, it doesn't look like the renders. But what do you guys think about, like, for example, Peaches and Cream or Pastel or something else that doesn't come out exactly like the renders after waiting for so long? And I'm not talking about like a tolerance of like, oh, this kind of works. Like it's different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
2008
yeah.
is another good example. Yeah.
Yeah. That was another one too, when the silicone keycaps even came in. I know that sparked some chit chat and Reddit, I believe. But there's been a lot, and I usually, me personally, like, it's disappointing. I mean, you wait so long.
Yeah, well, you wait, you buy it, you're really excited when you purchase it, then you wait all that time, then you finally get the notification that it's like shipped, then you finally get the notification that it's like it's being delivered that day, then it finally gets delivered, and you're so excited to finally get it in your hands that you open it up and you're like, wait.
So I think the
this
other thing
isn't what I thought it was.
And you know what's funny though, Chase, is myself and Apiary, we talked about this last Thursday. And I think this just pushes the point, and I know Apiary probably agrees with me here too, of I think at this point here, we're at that point where I don't think there's an excuse to not get something prototyped first. What do you guys think?
For things you can have prototyped, there's no reason not to. Like desk pads, that goes without saying. That's super easy. Sometimes with like new GMK sets, though, it's
of course, yeah. That's an exception because it's just not feasible, right?
That's why you just spend a long time and like a really good time getting all your color matching phase done and getting super happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that is something you can't control. That's like the way to prototype it, basically. So.
But we got to this from talking about the car. Like, are you afraid that the car is not gonna live up to what you're hoping it's gonna be? No, you think it's gonna be exactly what
I think it's going to be exactly what I hope from it. I've had the pleasure of kind of seeing it developed, and I know how much hard work went into it, and I have like total confidence that it'll be everything that I hope it to be. But I'm not naive enough to think that there's no way it could go wrong, or I couldn't be mistaken. I never want to be really truly biased out the gate. It's possible something could go wrong. It could show up and be bad. Like, that's the frank truth. But I don't think it will be. No.
You're saying like the sound or like the
sound, the feel. Yeah, the feel is something I can't judge just through watching videos or anything. Yeah, exactly. And typing experience is really important. Obviously, we know what it looks like, so that's not a worry. And the quality should be top notch because that's for Rama. But yeah, mostly just the sound and the feel. Those are the two things you can't judge until you have it in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of people putting GMK Noir. Like I just saw GMK Noir with 3 thumbs up. I have a question about that. So just kind of transfer now to a different conversation. When you were doing GMK Noir, your thought process, at least you've told people, was you wanted a set that looks good on just about everything. How did you come to those colors?
Yeah, the colors were probably the hardest thing, and that's actually something I worked on for months and months and months. I also kind of want to clarify, because sometimes I think when I say I wanted it to look nice on pretty much everything, people think different colored boards, and obviously there's some boards you can't make something that looks perfect on every single board unless it's black and white, and honestly, even then it's impossible. But I wanted to do my very best with that, and more importantly, I wanted to make sure that it would look good both on budget and high-end boards, because I think that's something that's kind of left in the dust a lot with sets. I wanted something that could look really minimal and let the board do the talking, or be dressed up and be a little bit less minimal, still fitting in the theme, but a little bit less minimal, and maybe do the talking for the board, right? So that's just a little something that I kind of wanted to touch on. But as for the colors, it took a really long time. I went through so many different, swatches and photos of actual products, and just trying to do my very best to try and find something that was literally the perfect shade. Because when you're trying to do something that isn't black and white but looks good on everything, doesn't look too gray or dirty or dingy, but also doesn't look too vibrant and over the top, that's really fucking hard, right? Like that's a really tough in between. So yeah, no, it was just months and months and months of just looking at color tips. I looked at a lot of vintage boards. We pulled some inspiration from some vintage sets even, and then just kind of adjusted from there. Looking at other products outside of the keyboard realm, and just trying to make sure that it not only fit the theme that we were going for, the design with the novelties, but also really fit what we were going for, colors wise.
And you mentioned like looking at, you know, vintage boards, and I think that is just so cool. And just for everyone in chat too, like seeing how much work goes into picking stuff. Like, I guess there is like this other side of the hobby that has this stigma of, well, it's just picking colors. It's a lot more than that.
It shouldn't be. I'll say that. It shouldn't be. Sometimes it is, but it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, right? My bet is made. Oh wait, you mean Reagan? Yeah, Reagan isn't made bet. Here's so I guess the other, what sparks from that too is, what is your advice for anyone who is looking to do designing? Maybe not just for keycaps. So what advice would you give someone now that you have something that successfully ran, hasn't been delivered quite yet, but successfully gone from an idea to IC to on a product page to collecting money for to eventually being shipped out in about a year?
Well, I don't necessarily think I'm the most qualified to give advice.
Totally,
so
yes.
just to make sure. But if I were to give advice, you know, with my single key set run and not yet delivered, I would probably say, if you're like me, if this is your first ever set, even though you've done, I hope, a shit ton of research and tried to learn as much as you can, do more. Talk to people who know what they're talking about. Right. I checked with so many people. So many people were involved in the making of the set who had run multiple Keycap group buys. Don't be an ass about it. Don't cold call people. But like, you know, try and find somebody to help you.
Yeah.
Because they'll let you know, the things that you would never have thought of that could potentially be pitfalls or help you out, with things. So if you have that resource, use it. And then just to be really, really careful. Make sure you're dotting all your I's and crossing your T's. You're asking people to give you money. Do your due diligence accordingly.
Yeah, I agree.
And then make sure you make something that you love and you'll be proud of and you want to use yourself, right? Don't just go in it for whatever other reason you could possibly have. Make sure that you're making something that you feel passionate about.
Yep. Which I think is all excellent points. We have a question too. Now that GMK Noir Group Buy has closed, what were some of the unanticipated difficulties associated with running a group buy?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
It's a hard one to answer, in all honesty. I tried to prep a lot, and I'm very grateful and very lucky to know quite a few people who are able to help me dot my I's and cross my T's. So for the most part, there weren't really any difficulties that I feel like I could talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe some behind the scenes one, but not really any huge terrible ones. But that's entirely due to the people who were kind enough to, help me
extend a hand. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you, Little Boy Blue, for the subs. I appreciate you. What was the main thing you've taken away from the GMK Noir Group Buy that will impact your future runs /group buy /art?
I wasn't expecting the response that I got. I wasn't expecting people to be, maybe I have a bit of a defeatist attitude, but I didn't expect anybody to like it. To be honest, I didn't expect anybody to be near as excited about it as I was, and I was chill with that. But it was surprising, I think, and really heartwarming, I think, to see how many people genuinely liked something that I cared about so much. So I think maybe what I took away from is, even though I do tend to see quite a bit of the less happy side of this hobby, unfortunately, from where I sit, there's a lot of good. And it was nice. It was really nice to see how much people cared.
I think so, and I think Reagan has more to speak on than I guess even me and Chase. But like Reagan obviously runs Space Cables. If you guys don't know, that's why he's the word Space Cables underneath. But hello, and I guess Reagan, I guess that kind of same question goes for you too, because I've always been curious. Did you expect like Space Cables, and like what were your thoughts on running something successfully?
I'm still in the progress of trying to do that. So I don't know. It's just been a work in progress. It's kind of gone in so many directions too, from cables to other products to scaling, and right now we're just trying every day to like keep things in line and grow and maintain and keep everybody satisfied and be the super nice face and like talk to everyone in customer support. And I don't know, it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of like overtaken my life a lot of the lives are of the immediate people around me, and it's become really fun. I don't know. I love the community and seeing how it's coming along.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
it's super fun. Super fun stuff.
And I think this kind of bleeds into the one of the other questions we usually ask too is, what do you think the community can benefit from now that we've said the word community, Miss Apiary?
That's a fun one.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of things that they can benefit from, but the one that's on my mind right now is probably just paying attention, I guess. Which probably sounds weird. I'm not trying to imply that the community doesn't pay attention, but your voice, what you spend money on, matters more than you think.
I agree.
And how you spend your money, where you spend your money, will have a huge impact on this hobby, even within the next year, let alone 2, and the direction of the community as a whole. So I would probably just say, and again, this is probably just where my mind is at right now, just paying attention to who you're supporting, what you're supporting, where you're spending your money, and what that means, if you care, because you don't have to, but what that means for the future of the hobby.
Yep. Putting your money where your mouth is, and ensuring people who aren't, I'm going to say, just screwing you over is probably the most important thing right now as we continue to grow. Like, what are your thoughts, Chase?
I was just going to say, like, I don't know how far I want to go down this path, but it almost sounds like you have like a fear of where this community could head and where this could go.
Always. Oh,
Yeah.
I always have. I've been saying kind of, God, I sound like such a dick today.
No, it's good
Please don't
conversation.
think I am. But
I don't think we hear this stuff much.
Yeah.
It's good.
No, I've had the unique position of kind of being able to see behind the scenes for quite a while, and which I'm very grateful for. But I've also I kind of come from the artisan hobby, which has changed enormously from when it first started, when people were selling keycaps for $12 for the hell of it and really looking out for one another, to kind of becoming, comparatively, a huge flippers market where the majority of the entrants don't actually want the caps and just want to make money off of them. And from being in that community first and seeing kind of where that went, and seeing that the direction the artisan hobby has gone in has kind of foreshadowed where the keyboard hobby has gone in the past. Yeah, I'm worried. I left the artisan community because I didn't enjoy it anymore. It didn't feel like a community. So yeah, of course, I'm scared shitless.
Yeah, I think I can start to see that too when we're looking at something like Mech Market, and a board that just ran already had, and it's like, if you guys follow graphics cards at all, you'll know that Nvidia just had a release of their 3070s, 3080s, and 3090s. Just like AMD had their Radeons, their 6 series, or whatever you want to call them, the 6000 series ones. Literally, it's flooded on eBay. You can't find a graphics card right now. Like, you can't, and you're not paying regular price for that. So the GPU flippers.
Same thing with new consoles and stuff. I mean, that's just
yeah. I mean,
think
like,
that every market has that, and I don't think that any one field is ever going to escape that.
Oh, sure. But there's some that I think are more saturated in that than others. You look at sneakers, for instance, versus others where it's a little less saturated. And
yeah.
I've always said, literally from the beginning of my existence in this hobby, that my worst fear is that this hobby will become sneakers. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
I mean, and a lot of that stuff we're talking about is all things that are limited runs, things that are... there's a cap on how many of them there are, so the value goes up as soon as they're shipped, just because those things probably aren't going to be sold again, and if you didn't get it, then you basically didn't get a ticket into getting that product. So I guess in that sense, seeing more, and this is something we talked about a lot, seeing more in-stock products, I think will help a little bit eliminate that. But I mean, then again, that also changes the scene quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
For sure. My worry, though, the reason why, even though that's happening, and that's one of the reasons I'm so excited for it, not just because there's more options for people who are new to the hobby at a lower budget, but also because, hopefully some of that flipper mentality will go away. But there's 2 things that I don't think that'll help with. And one, that's the limited release, high-end boards. And 2, doing large runs, keeping things in stock requires an enormous amount of capital. And the vast majority of our current vendors aren't there yet, which means the people who, for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, people are starting to smell an opportunity in this hobby and come in, and it's no longer most of our community vendors aren't there yet. So it's people who don't necessarily have a root in this community, people who don't particularly care about the community. And that's worrisome too.
And I think Jimmy and Chap makes a good point too. People aren't here for the boards of the community; they're here for the quick money, And I think a lot of that.
As well.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is very much like that. And I know Teja just said it's already following early sneaker hobby, but we can shape our destiny. I agree with that. I think that even with the fact of, this is another topic entirely, but we've been seeing a lot of fakes, a lot of fake keycap sets, a lot of fake artisans. Chase, you linked me one the other day on Instagram. That was a ripoff of Archetypes 3D prints there. But we're seeing, it's terrible, and we're seeing a lot more fakes recently of everything. And I think the best way we can tackle it right now is people who have, I guess, a platform is education, right? I think not supporting fakes and doing your due diligence to not overpay on if you do want something that you missed.
Save your wallet.
Yeah.
And the hobby. Win-win.
Because I do think, guys, and I truly believe this, that yes, there might be a board that you're pining for, but there's lots of boards. There's really cool stuff that will come out a month from now that you didn't even know existed, and then you'd be like, shit, I kind of want that. There's stuff happening all the time, and I think that's what's so fun about this hobby. Like we're seeing, look, the NK65, when that came out, people were flipping that keyboard. But now we have the NK65, we have the Kara, we have all these other really cool entry-level boards coming out. Just take some time and that'll catch up. I know we have this mentality of wanting to get something right away because it's the new hot thing, but especially in this hobby, things will not come back necessarily, but there'll always be something different that you might even like even more. What were you saying, Chase? Sorry.
I was going to say, even with the NK65, we're starting to see as they release more and more runs that that market price on the flipping side is starting to kind of plateau a little bit and get closer and closer to that retail price, which is exciting to see that, even the people who, I don't know how many people were buying an NK65 and looking to flip it for $10-$20 profit. Like, I don't know how many people actually did that.
I feel like that's more of like you're buying something that you think is safe and you're like, well, worst case scenario, I can sell this for
hopefully that's people who got it and then they were like, this isn't what I was hoping it would be, so I'd rather
maybe feel a bit guilty,
Yeah. But that's nice to see though, that we're not seeing like an insane markup on these things that are kind of take it in stock and kind of taking the community by storm right now.
And I see a question from Dracula, and I know Apiary probably has a good answer for this one here too, is if you're new to this hobby, how do you avoid fake products? I'm assuming like keycaps and artisans.
Stay off AliExpress.
That for sure. Stay off AliExpress. Only buy from reputable vendors, and for the most part, right now you'll be fine. Unfortunately, there was recently a large vendor who added some fake products to their stock, which is a little bit disappointing. Obviously, I'm not going to name names, but that was a little disappointing to see. So maybe that'll go away. I hope not. Or large vendors adding fake products to their inventory. I hope that'll go away. Not whatever. Anyway,
we gotcha.
you follow. But honestly, if the price seems too good to be true, don't buy it. If you do accidentally wind up buying fakes, don't feel terrible. Understand and move on, and it wasn't your fault. But really, anything that's an original design is unfortunately going to be probably quite expensive. But the best thing you can do is simply buying from reputable vendors, and you should, for the most part, avoid that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think another easy thing to do right now too, guys. I know there's tons of different really cool designers, but a lot of designers have Instagram pages and social platforms where they're promoting products. For example, I know this is a big one. I'm going to zoom in here because I know a lot of people on chat have paid a lot of money for this. Striker. Okay, Striker, round 2. You guys go to Zambumon's page on Instagram. He teased it. You know? And we have GMK Serica coming out soon too. So some of these more sought after sets, they're gonna get re-released.
Mhm.
You know? I mean, how many releases have we seen for Olivia 2 so far, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Zambu has to, or else AliExpress will just keep pumping them out.
And I'm excited for an official Striker 2, round 2.
Mhm.
That means I can get it without having to spend $500 in Mech Mark, which I was never going to do anyways, because that's insane.
Yep, 8008 2 as well with a second colorway.
So we're going to see.
I have to get a whole new set for that because I want the blue now.
What do you guys think of the GMMK Pro? Actually, that's another great question too. That's another keyboard that sparks some waves. What are your thoughts, Apiary?
I'm excited for it. I mean, I can't really give, any opinion whatsoever on it because I've literally just seen renders. But I think it's exciting. I hope it goes well. I think it's interesting that an established company is making hopefully good forays into the keyboard industry. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see because obviously I haven't typed on it. I haven't seen anybody else type on it. Don't know how it feels or sounds, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah. It's definitely
I'm
cool to
hopeful
see
too.
Glorious. Like they're people who have been creating. I mean, they've been producing keyboards for a while, but it's cool to see them go like to the next level, I guess, because they're the first ones we've seen that have been making, I guess, like basic consumer keyboards for a little while. I mean, theirs are hot swap, so they were like a little over normal consumer keyboards up until this point, but it's cool to see them dive a little deeper into the scene. I don't know.
Well, hopefully I know they spoke to people who are actually into this hobby, and yeah, thanks for the tier 1. I know they spoke to some people who were into this hobby, which is really interested. I think the only thing that I'm like, I want to see how this works is those pre-loop stabilizers, because those could be absolute, like, I'm just gonna use the word trash. Those could be absolute trash, or they could be, enough to get you by and perhaps touch up, or they could be really great. We'll see.
I mean, you can't name a product goat stabilizers and then be trash. Come on, that would be a really big letdown.
Let's think about all marketing pumps up their own product, regardless if it's trash.
But
right?
if you call something the goat, if the name of the product is a goat,
they could mean it's like it operates like a goat, like a real.
It literally
goat.
means goat.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not the.
It's not the abbreviation. It's just a goat.
Okay.
Chase is like, why am I talking to you guys?
The grossest of all time.
Oh god.
Yeah. What's your take on high-end boards getting cloned? So actually, I saw this recently. Someone made a.
Call the Reddit thread.
Huh?
Raise your hand.
I did.
I missed this.
Did you see this, Apiary?
I don't know which we're referring to. A lot of things have been getting cloned for a really long time.
Well, I think it was it yesterday or today. The TGR clone that someone said, since I couldn't get my own TGR, I made my own.
Oh, another TGR clone.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
They were like, I'm gonna get so much clout for this.
And they posted it. Here's my thing, guys. If you want to do your own project, do your own project. If you want to clone something, I don't know. I always feel like if you get written permission from the guy who designed it, then like by all means have at it. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't really know what you're.
I don't even agree with that. In all honesty, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries.
I didn't even agree with that. When you ask a designer, "Hey, is it okay if I make this thing that's a copy of yours?" You put them in a terrible position. Either they say no and look like a dick, or they say like a halfway, like whatever you feel is right. Use your own moral compass, which people usually interpret as a yes, but is really a no, but I can't say no because it looks like a dick. And there's no real proper way to say no to somebody when they say, hey, can I copy your hard work, your prototype, your own original design that you are currently still producing or planning on to produce in the future? Can I make that for myself? There's no way to say no.
I mean, Alex, you had a situation where you made a desk pad, and while the desk pad was running, you released the wallpaper of your desk pad, and somebody messaged you and asked if it was all right if they printed that design for themselves instead of buying it from the group buy that was live at the time. Like, I feel like that's
in that situation, like with something's available to purchase, doesn't make sense, Yeah. But I can also play that devil's advocate and say like, well, since something's not being run again, let's just say, and you go talk to that person, I mean, it's totally up to the person. I know it's a weird position to say no, and I've said no to tons of people about things, especially with my design. More recently, I had someone ask me if they can sell my Switch Swirl desk pad because they animated it and they showed me the animation on, what was that, the wallpaper engine? Is that what it's called? You know, it's just no. I mean, like, I get you put some work into it, you changed it up a little bit, but no, like, it's still based off something I did. You know, I totally agree with Apiary though. Like, there's still that aspect of you have to like understand that people put a lot of work into these products. Like, we just heard from Apiary about how much work she put into her GMK set. You know, but I do.
It's a bit tricky, isn't it? This whole situation, because on the one hand, you know, if somebody says, "Hey, I just want to club this for myself. I'm never gonna sell it. You know, I'm just making it for myself." Is that okay? And you know, I can see both sides of the equation of, you know, on the one hand, maybe. On the other hand, does it set a dangerous precedent? Should it be discouraged anyway? Does it potentially take money out of designers' pockets when all of our designers are small-time designers? This isn't Gucci or Prada, you know, it's luxury, but it's not that big. It does actually.
We could go into that. We could go into that though.
Interesting.
It definitely gets weird, even if they're making it for themselves though, and then posting it on social and posting it online to like flex it that they have it. That's where it gets weird, right?
And I think
that's not even weird. That's wrong.
That's stupid. I think when you're doing that kind of stuff, like, obviously that guy didn't go to the designer. I don't know who designed the TGR, but like the designer of the TGR, Sam. Okay, so obviously that wasn't happening, and he's bragging about it. Like, that's just stupid. But if you go to a designer and like, hey, like, I really want to get this. There's literally no way of me getting this right now. Are you going to review this product? No. Okay. Do you mind if I do this? It's up to the designer at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I truly do believe that I know while it's hard to sometimes say no, I would prefer personally if someone came to me and I said no, rather than just do it, you know? And I think there definitely should be maybe a precedent of people, even if that thought crosses your mind, to have the common decency to ask. I know it's conversation that a lot of people might not want to have, but you know, because it just takes away that whole fear of doing something, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, I have an interesting perspective, perhaps, because again, sorry to bring this back up.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Lessons from the artisan community. On the rare occasion that somebody has asked an artist, "Hey, can I make a mold your keycap and cast one myself? You know, cast one myself. You know, that won't hurt you. It's a different colorway or whatever." Inevitably, without fail, every time somebody's asked a designer, "Hey, can I make a mold your keycap and just make things for myself?" they have wound up selling fakes every time.
Yes.
On the side, they lied. So, you know, coming from that perspective, no. So I think it's okay to make clones of keywords, because you're putting yourself in a position where you're tempted. You have the opportunity to make a lot of money from something by being scummy, sure. But at that point, you know, you've already crossed the line. You talk to the person, you feel like you're good. And inevitably, from my past experience, it's going to wind up poorly. You're going to cross the line. Yeah. Right? It's happened before.
Clones take away the idea of the hobby. I can agree with that. Like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate with these questions. I think it's a fun conversation to have, and I think it's educational. You know, I learn something, we all learn something, you know? Someone also asked something about apiary with Oreos. I need to go read that question because it's very important.
Oh no, I know what it is.
Someone also asked.
I'm going to tell you what it is before you even read it. I know it's about me dipping Oreos in water. Is it not?
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I saw that on your Instagram story like a couple weeks ago. If you're in a pinch, water works, and I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Look, I guarantee everybody
who's
fucking in hasn't tried it.
I have tried it.
Have you?
It makes it wet. It just doesn't make it doesn't taste the same. Okay.
So the quote is basically, Apiary said, if you don't have milk, water works.
If you ever needed an indication that maybe not all my takes are great, maybe this is one. But no, yeah, I have dipped Oreos in water. I don't hate it. I like it a lot better than a dry Oreo. Sue me.
Like,
I mean, it's like maybe
water?
this much better than a dry Oreo.
But like a dry Oreo is not like dry chicken. Like, you can still eat a dry Oreo. It doesn't get stuck in your throat or nothing. At least not like dry chicken does.
Look, Look, I will stand firm on this mountain. Oreos with water is not terrible.
I don't think you can stand on a watery
It
Oreo.
is not terrible.
Does it make a difference the temperature of water? Does it need to be ice water or just room temperature
Warm
water?
water Oreo.
Whatever
Warm
you-
water.
Oh fuck! Why'd you gotta say that for? Marcia is a competitive eater, confirmed.
Confirmed who I am. How would you know? Don't come
Jesus,
for me.
man.
Like the hot
Warm
dog
water
competition where they
Oreos?
dunk them in water.
Warm water Oreos?
Wait, do you use a
Ugh.
fork when you're dunking your Oreos in your room temp water?
That's too much effort now.
Do you use a fork while eating fries?
Fingers are buzzed. While eating fries?
Yeah, I've
No.
seen that. I've seen.
What the hell?
Exactly. Thank you.
That's like
I-
using a fork while eating pizza.
I have used a fork if I'm eating
Chase
fries.
is like, okay, don't
They're
hate
like-
me.
If they're like cheese fries or something, like fries that have something
That's- we
on
all
it.
know that's
Okay,
the
that's
taste.
That's
acceptable.
fair.
Yeah, if they're
I'm talking-
Bonding the
style
fries
fries,
together.
then you go in with a fork.
I'm talking regular ass fries, all right, Chase?
Oh, no. Okay, we're on the same page then.
Chat, what's your opinion on that?
Whoa. Okay, somebody said literally better than
thank you,
milk. I want to see what they typed before that. What is going on here?
They're saying cold water and Oreos is better than milk.
Cold water and Oreos?
Apiary
I
salt
do prefer
confirmed.
milk.
She definitely paid people to come into this chat and say that.
These
Yeah.
are all
No way,
bots.
that's a real opinion.
She PayPal'd everyone like $5. She's like, come say water and Oreos. It's gonna get asked. Just come say water and Oreos is
Mom,
good.
support me. Support the water idea.
Some people actually probably went and tried it too. They're like, yeah, it's not bad. It's a moist Oreo.
Promise it's not terrible. I really do. It's not my favorite, but it's not terrible.
Orange juice is better than milk. I mean, it depends on what you're in the mood for.
I wouldn't put orange juice in cereal, you weird fuck.
Use a spoon or a
Really
fork to
weird.
eat rice. I mean, I can eat it with either or. What about you guys?
Chopsticks, usually.
Chopsticks? Yeah.
I had COVID like 2 months ago, so I still can't really taste. So I could try the water theory, and let you know. I've never done it.
Not but maybe that's why I don't mind it, is because I also had COVID. Maybe I'm just fucked. I don't know.
You're like,
Water
Oh.
Oreos.
She's
It all
using this
be-
as an excuse, guys.
It's the
She's been
same.
eating water Oreos since she was. Don't let her use
I know you were
COVID as an
doing it.
excuse.
Imagine.
Oh, thank you, dude.
you were doing it when you
Oh,
could
God.
taste, and you were enjoying it.
And thank you guys for all the subs.
Let me bow out of this. Let me be a coward.
But to go back on our conversation, guys, we want to also stress that please don't support anything fake. Try to always go back to the original artist with everything, not just keyboards, literally everything. Try your best. It's the only thing I could really say is just literally try. I have nothing, I can't offer like a piece of solid advice other than try your best to support the original artist.
Here's a question on that topic from Emperor. It says, where do you draw the line between clones of a board and something that looks similar? For example, if somebody 3D printed a tofu-esque board for personal use, should that be looked down upon?
Interesting.
Is
I
it
mean, it gets-
similar or is it a clone? Because
Yeah,
there's
There's
two
difference. Yeah.
That's true.
like adding s
Um,
to the word makes it different. Tofu-esque, similar.
It's very true.
I hate that word. Tofu
I think there's I mean it does get tricky. In my opinion, which we've now established is not much, but in
Oh,
my
stop.
opinion,
Specifically
In
on
my
Oreos.
opinion-
I don't know if I trust you.
About Oreo. In my opinion, I mean, there's some things that are very clearly and recognizably design elements that a particular designer either still implements in their keyboards, at which point in time it's very clearly not something you should do. Like the number 1 series or the number, for Kiko, right, where they have the specific design element that's very much theirs, only theirs, and they're
That
still using
signature
it to make
style and design.
products. Exactly. Those shouldn't be touched. A tofu is a square box, and honestly, like, there's calling something tofu-esque implies that the tofu has anything specific in its design, which, I mean, if you 3D print a tofu, it does, but
Hot
if you
take.
change any one design element, is it necessarily a tofu? I don't know. There's nothing really, to me, nothing particularly signature about a tofu besides the fact that it smells like shit. So,
Oh, I like tofus.
I'm sorry. But like I had to throw in a spicy take, but I that's different, in my opinion. But it does get tricky, and I think there's valid points on each side here, where it's really hard to argue that there's only one way to look at it. But I think everybody can agree that clones are not okay, and anything that could be, mistaken for a board by a specific designer is also probably not okay. If you look at a board and you go like, "Oh, chill, Rama made this." And then you find out later that it's not Rama, and that happens to a majority of people. There's probably an issue with that design.
And I'll say this, and this is my own opinion, not Chase's, Reagan's, or Apiary's. I've seen, in the specific case of, I'll say Rama, I've seen people completely blatantly rip off things, and it's like they literally even just take the video. There was the video. I've seen screws.
Oh, that was cringe.
I've seen certain elements of things being ripped off, and I've seen the passion that goes into it's different though. Is it
Also,
like
In it.
okay.
Patrick in chat said, "I just bought a tofu. Damn, lol." Patrick,
It's good.
She doesn't speak for all tofus. Not all tofu.
I actually genuinely really love tofus, but stock tofus, stock tofus with nothing done to them to improve the sound don't necessarily sound the best.
Yeah,
There's that. Add some foam, adjust the screw points, dremel down some standoffs. It'll sound great.
you can make a tofu sound.
Damn, get some power tools.
How about the food tofu, says Taya? I don't care about tofu food. Tofu
Only
has
if
no
you dip
taste.
it in water. Only if you dip it in water.
Oh god,
ouch.
soggy tofu? No. I promise, if you hate tofu, you've just had bad tofu.
I don't like a lot of foods though, so you really can't take my opinion on food.
Oh my god. Saying you don't like tofu is like saying you don't like potatoes.
I
You
don't
just
care
had
for
bad-
mashed
Wait,
potatoes.
Alex hates
Oh
potatoes.
my
I
God.
I just had a whole bag of chips, Reagan.
Okay, that's fried, like crisp chips that are like a millimeter thin. Don't you hate?
I
Potato?
don't like mashed potatoes. The texture grosses me out.
All right, cancel Alex.
Okay.
I've been saying this for months. Cancel Alex. You know what else he doesn't like?
Guacamole. It's texture.
I don't like guacamole either. I'm not
What?
gonna lie.
Jeez.
Jesus
Alex.
Christ. Why am I here? Why am I here?
What's
What
worse
am I
though?
doing?
Not just saying like, hey guys, I'm not really into the texture of guacamole and mashed potatoes, or dipping your Oreos in water.
At least mine has flavor, Alex. At least I don't hate flavor. SMH.
I can say something worse than all of that. When I was in college, I was once at a party where I saw a girl fill a bowl with Cheetos and then grab ketchup and spray ketchup all over the Cheetos.
Oh,
And
no.
that was the most disgusting thing.
Was she like
Oh my
baked
God.
out of her mind?
No, she was completely sober.
Teja says, I think hating on potatoes is worse than I don't hate on potatoes.
Oh my god.
I dislike one potato dish because of the texture. If I was starving,
not like
guys, listen,
mashed
wait.
potatoes?
If I was starving on an island, all right, I would
You
still eat
still
the
would eat
potatoes.
mashed
I would eat them. What I wouldn't though, if I was starving in a room and I was chained up and you said the only way you can survive is eating watered Oreos, I would not do that.
He said, "I'm dying."
I'm dying. Just let me die, please.
He said it's been real.
Okay. Yeah, that hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt a little. My feelings hurt. Yeah, no. Well,
There's
we're gonna
no
have to
more
have
Thursday streams with Apiary and I. We're
Drink all
done.
the water.
We're done.
Drink all the water to
Okay.
survive, and then eat the Oreos.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got a question for the group, Sir Alex. You can only use one board and one switch for the rest of your life. What's the choice? Definitely not a Matrix Noah.
Oh shit. We're all getting spicy today.
Yeah. One board and one switch.
MX Brown's on what, Alex?
Wait, what? On
But
what?
definitely not a tofu because those sound atrocious.
Chase looking down his tofu.
I'm looking down at my clip A.
Sound good. Wait, clippes are not tofus.
Correct.
Clippes are not
That's what-
tofus.
correct.
Big difference.
And I love my clip A.
I think I would use a GeonWorks F18X with Duroc switches. I like that
question
board so
is-
much.
Are you saying the F18X because it's new?
No, I like that's my. Out of all the boards I have, I think that's the most enjoyable to type on.
Because I actually have a tendency to have preference towards my newer boards, just because I see so many and I love so many, and then I try an older board that I haven't tried in a while, and I'm like,
Ooh.
oh, actually, I like this.
Yeah.
This is really nice too.
No, I mean like I regularly swap between.
Alex, do you want to hear
Grabbing them.
Jimmy
Guys,
Lokman?
Show and
Stop.
tell.
So this
you
is what I
almost spill a whole
regularly
tray
use: the Key Cult and the F18X. These are my regulars.
Did you
Mhm.
almost spill a whole tray of
I
keycaps
did.
reaching for that keyboard?
That's half my storage is my bed. Right?
That's why you can't make it.
Because she might move on the Warrior plus Oreos. It might just be a phase. I don't know. I don't think that's a phase. I think that's
Not a
life-
phase.
That's a
Mom.
lifelong decision.
That's a commitment. Hey, Alex.
What's up?
Jimmy Lokman asked if you want to hear his.
Yes. I would love to hear yours, Jimmy. I love you, buddy. But I guess another question I have for Apiary, now that we've finished talking about food. I don't know how me and Apiary streams always go to food conversations.
It's because we're both fat at heart, in all honesty. We both just really love food.
I just love food, guys. I love my hot takes on food. I think out of everything is my hot takes on food. That's what makes the channel, you know.
Food opinions.
What board are you looking forward to most, not outside of budget and stuff like that, just in general, what board are you looking forward to the absolute most?
Oh God, don't do that to me.
I'm doing it to you.
Oh God, fuck. I have to now like parse through the ones that haven't been announced and make sure that I'm not leaking anything too. From ones that are public, the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. Can I do multiple?
Yeah,
Is that allowed?
yeah. Do multiple.
Shit, this is really hard. This is really hard. I'm really looking forward to SAR. I think it'll be good. I just built a Vern on Saturday and I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It was stupid good. So I'm really looking forward to SAR. Others that are coming out, the Box 75.
Oh, that's a nice one actually. I'm looking forward to that one there too.
I'm intrigued by it. There's things about it that I think are really amazing. There's reservation things where I could see where it could potentially not be so great, and I really want to see how that turns out. So I really like the aesthetic of it. Maybe we'll just go with that. Maybe I'll just say Box 75 and SAR.
Someone said they want to hear thoughts on the heavy metal keyboard.
I'm okay. One more.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
sorry. I forgot this one. This was actually one that I'm really excited about. It's kind of two. So Geon Works is releasing their take on a tray mount board, right, with their
The torque,
rod.
yeah, the torque. What is it? Torque suspension or something like that?
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing that, and a little bit of convergent design happened. Actually, it was really funny. Two people came out with designs at the same time. The Salvation, that's coming from Wilba Tech and Salvin, has this also similar design, but implemented in a slightly different way. And I really want to see how both of those boards turn out, and their takes on tray mounts turn out, because tray mounts have, historically kind of been shat
Meh.
on a little. Sorry.
She's like, sorry, tofu users.
Sorry, Tofu. I'm really interested in seeing how they turn out and how they affect the typing feel. And I think both of the ideas are really ingenious. I just want to. I'm looking forward to them a lot.
I think so. I think it's gonna be fun. I think there's gonna be a lot of cool things. Torsion beam. Thank you guys. That was torque. I don't know why I thought torque.
Got it.
Yeah. It's like Tim the Tatman level education. Sorry, guys.
This is my first time seeing the Box 75.
It's nice. It's really nice. But someone actually asked our thoughts on and one person also said RIP HMKB 2020. But yeah, the heavy metal keyboard got delayed. It looks like.
It looks like it's delayed already.
It's delayed.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
where it's at. I haven't checked the Discord in a few weeks.
Well,
but
from my understanding, it's not even started production because they don't have a place to put the units.
I also heard
and it was
that, yeah.
supposed to be delivered a month ago. So it's already a month past schedule and it hasn't started production according to the group I runner.
Interesting.
Yes.
Which also brings up the point of, if you guys are looking to do a run on something, think of all, like Apiary said with her GMMK Noir, I was about to say cross your I's and dot your T's. Dot your I's and cross your T's about everything that you can do. Like it literally is so important because again, this is not like this is someone else's money. I've always had this thought where it's as a vendor or as anyone who's collecting money, you should really take in consideration how important, you know, that money is to them. What they could have done with that money. You know, they chose, you have to really think about this. They chose to invest in you. They chose to not only invest in you, they chose to trust you. And I really am a firm believer that that becomes something that when you break that, it's very hard to, it's almost nigh impossible sometimes to come back from that. So you really, as someone who's going to be collecting like money from someone else, you really want to make sure that you're doing what you can to communicate with people as well as figure out how you're going to make it better if something does come up. That's my thought. What about you guys? You know, Reagan, I know you own a business, so communicate. This is good.
Delays happen. Shit happens. The majority of this hobby is really new to doing everything having to do with it. The hobby itself is new. So shit happens. And it is scary sometimes, to be open. But yeah, obviously people for the most part in this community, not all, but for the most part in this community understand that everybody here is new and trying their best, and shit happens, especially this year. And so yeah, definitely being transparent. But I also can understand, you know, this community can be very terrifying. When something goes wrong, it can be really scary to say shit happened. When do you say, you know, how much is too much transparency? When are you telling people too much? You know, it's all hard to juggle. I'm sympathetic and empathetic, but yeah, just transparency, walking through things and trying to plan as best you can are all anybody can ask you for. So
Yeah. People also forget that there's like an ongoing pandemic. Like I know people have some people have gotten over it, but it's still affecting a large portion of the world, and you know, there's a lot of limits still in place, and that affects every stage of the supply chain. So some delays right now are kind of unforeseen.
Yeah, I just, communication is like the biggest thing, being transparent and being, you know, and like I understand sometimes maybe a limit on transparency. Like I don't think you need to go into and divulge personal details, but status updates, you know, status updates are huge. We see companies do that, guys. We see companies do that bigger than, and I know, and I see, here's the thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate again. I know there's that whole ideology of a lot of these are one-man shows. I get that. Totally understand that. But at the same time, you know, to quickly 10-20 seconds, just stop what you're doing, be like, hey, I know this is gonna be late, here's what's gonna save me hours worth of support tickets in the future. How much like would it really take just to be like, let me spend 5 minutes, write down this email really quick, send, instead of now having to deal with all the backlash of not being transparent now and giving a status update saying like, hey guys, might be a few more days, X happened, here's what we're gonna do, moving on. So I truly believe that spending the time now is investing into your future of not having to spend hours to deal with more problems in the future.
Well, and just like the repercussions of, I mean, just losing future clientele from being afraid of coming out with information, or just being afraid of, especially delays and stuff. There are some people who are afraid to come out and say things are being delayed and just kind of hide until they have to say something.
Here's the thing. People understand, and when you preface sales with this guideline of this date is just an estimate, I mean, it is what it is. Just be clear, post updates, and you know, people should know by now with like the group buy stuff that like it is just an estimate. For the most part, it is around that time though.
Yeah, I mean, you have to really, again, I'm playing the huge devil's advocate. You have to really think the average person, they're hitting checkout, Reagan, you know this. They're hitting checkout. They're not reading anything. It can be in bright, bold, red letters. I know it's their responsibility. totally there, but
Yeah.
they're not hitting anything, and they're still gonna come back to you with that support ticket.
I was laughing. I was like tweeting with. I was telling Bent about this. He just commented in chat. I was like tweeting at another company on on Twitter the other day, and someone was like, "Maybe if you stop tweeting, you'd ship my product." And I'm like, "You're over in the middle of a group buy. Like that's still a ways out." I didn't say anything, but I was like,
I've seen that happen before too, where it's like maybe if you didn't spend so much time on social media. And here's the other thing too: people who run businesses are entitled to their free time as well. You know, they're not. You know,
No,
like
we're
I
not.
don't think Reagan's twisting cables 24/7. I don't think he's sleeving things and painting things and all this other stuff. Like he's not doing that stuff 24/7. He's entitled to a day or two, you know. But I don't know. That's just my opinion on some of the stuff.
He doesn't take a day or two, but yeah, he's entitled to a day or two.
Yeah, he's entitled to it.
You're entitled to a lunch break, maybe.
"This is my break right now. I gotta leave immediately after this."
I was literally late. The reason why we were late is because I was late and I have shit to do after this. Sometimes it be like that.
But no, I think it's all important conversation. I think being able to, and I know we say this all the time too, being able to have this conversation, you know, and talk about things in a civil manner without people's feelings getting hurt, and you know, besides milk, not using milk in Oreos, but you know, I think it's important. I think it's really important, you know, because like I can understand where AP is coming from with some stuff, and I'm sure there's other things in the future that maybe we'll learn too from more conversation. But I think it's really important, and thank you guys for listening to what we have to say about, you know, things like this. I think it's really important to look at all aspects of something and grab people's opinions on things and see where they're coming from. You know, seeing from obviously a Chase, like we all have different perspectives here. I think me and Apiary are more closer to the same, but Chase is, he's over here. Chase is someone who manages esports accounts and really fun Instagram and all this other kind of stuff. He does that kind of stuff, while Space Cables is, I don't really know what Reagan does. He just,
he buys ovens that are too large for his doorways.
Yeah.
You know how roasted I got for that post? You know how dumb that oven looks sitting, like shrink wrapped in the middle of this room right now? I have to use a damn Easy Bake oven right now, okay? This shit has a light bulb in it, all right? I can't even use the damn oven yet.
You're doing great, sweetie. This is just
Wait, I didn't see this, Reagan. Your oven was too big for your door?
Oh,
Dude,
no.
I measured everything, okay? Like the spray booth, like the compressor, the blast cabinets, everything we need to do full-on Cerakote in the shop. And then I like rush, or I know what it was. I measured the smaller oven I was gonna get, but I was like, you know what? Let's just future-proof this. Let's get this 8x4x4 oven. And then it arrives, and my doorway is like this big, and the oven is like this big.
It didn't fit.
Someone also in chat just said, I thought Space Cables was fostering Clavier.
I mean,
He's trying.
Where's Quen at? Was Quen in chat? Where's Quen? Clavier, I know you're there. I know
He's
you're
always
there, Quen.
lurking.
He's always
Oh yeah,
lurking.
we were supposed to talk about Clavier today, weren't we?
You mean my new roommate?
Is he actually going?
No, as soon as it opens back up, he's gonna move in. I'm gonna make him. That way we can control some
Let me
stuff.
tell you this: if he doesn't bring his bicycle, then he's never leaving that room.
How do you think he's getting here?
All cable makers love tactile switches, right? No.
I feel like that's a euphemism for something, and I'm too stupid to get it.
I
Is it
feel like
not?
that's a jab, or not
That's
a
a-
jab,
that's a
but like
Lux
joke
Cables
towards
thing.
Lux, because he's
He
so.
hates tactiles.
It's like his meme to like shit on tactile switches. He's like full on linear gang.
Oh.
He sells clothing that says Linear Gang.
Yeah,
He's that dedicated.
yeah.
He doesn't understand what a good tactile is.
I just thought of a spicy question, but I'm not gonna ask.
Ask it.
Who's
Go on.
your favorite cable maker?
Oh. Interesting.
Right, gonna turn off
This
his
is a
camera.
biased question though, right? Because you have like real life friends that do it.
I have
Friggin'
real
fart
life friends
sinks.
to do it. Yep. Yep. Sorry, I actually don't own a space cable, which I think is a crime. So I can't even say space because I haven't sampled his
I'll
product.
send you one, and then you can give me your honest opinion and shit on me on the next Keebcast.
I'm so excited. Yeah, no, I have a real life friend who makes really amazing cables. Stupid good. Like I have put these things through hell for the past year, and their coils are still holding, and nothing's wrong with them. So probably him, but he doesn't really take orders anymore, so it's not really a shill, but spastic cable.
Okay. Well, what if? Okay, I'll send you a new R cable. How about that?
Okay, I'm here for it.
Okay.
Who's your favorite lube station producer right now?
Space cables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't say.
Wait.
Hear that,
Cursed told me
Clavier?
to look at my phone. Cursed. Why do I need to look at my phone?
Clavier, I know you're in chat. Just show yourself.
Hold
Wait,
on,
I didn't-
I'm a tag him. If I can tag him, he's here, right? That's the way it works.
That's the way it works, I
Oh,
think.
not here.
He closed it real quick.
Yeah.
What? Oh my god. He would
Reagan bribes Apiary with cables. GG.
No.
That's not what we're doing. But also, to go back one more subject as well, another thing I wanted to touch upon too, with all that being said about fakes and all that kind of stuff and supporting the original orders, the also other thing that I just thought of that I don't want you guys to do, and hopefully everyone else is in agreement, is don't go flame people for making fakes. It's not even worth your time. Like it's
How about we take a few steps back and just say don't flame people?
that
Rule
too.
of thumb.
That too.
I
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
Blame people, but
Maybe,
maybe
you know,
educate some people
Yes.
in a nice way.
Yes. Human way. Yes.
Mm.
Apiary brings up a good point. Don't do it at all. You know, I wasn't
Just
thinking that
maybe.
large scale. My bad. But
Don't be a dick.
yes,
Easy life rule.
easy life.
That
rule.
should be like everyone's Instagram bio.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Don't be a prick. Don't be a dick.
Yes.
Don't flame your colleagues for not putting a ticket in. No, they flame me.
But if you see somebody dipping Oreos in water,
Fair game. Yeah. No.
No,
Obviously.
wait. No fair game. Be,
Spend
be
20
respectful.
minutes on it, maybe more.
Be
Yeah.
respectful, guys.
Really, really good topic.
Be
Great
respectful.
content.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that quite a bit, if I'm being completely honest.
A whole section on
Oh god. On dipping, a real problem in today's economy. Yeah, dipping Oreos in
Can you
water.
get like an ASMR water Oreo?
No.
video?
Can you
No.
please do a
God.
whole stream where you have different liquids and you're dipping
Oh
Oreos
my
into them?
Do you know the
Get
comments
sponsored
I
by
would get on
Team
that?
Liquid.
Are you really going to make me do that, Alex? Are you gonna
Yeah.
open me up to that amount of hate?
I would literally donate at least 5.5 subs.
5.5.
Yeah.
My mind has been changed.
Yeah.
I'm doing a full ASMR stream. Wow, 5.5.
I'll tell you what I
Jesus
want to
Christ.
see.
Oh wait,
That's
wait, wait.
like
I actually have a good question for
that's
Apiary.
like $12 whole dollars.
But in Canadian dollars, it's a lot more.
When you're done with the Oreo, like dipping it in the water,
That's a lot of
like I drink the milk. Do you drink the Oreo water?
No, it's disgusting.
Oh,
no,
okay,
it's really
there's the line.
disgusting.
There's the
It's,
last
it's,
one.
like,
Found
it's
it.
like a French dip sandwich. You know, you don't drink the fucking grease juice, you dip the fucking sandwich in.
I mean, I drink
No.
the milk with my Oreos. Okay, it actually makes it like chocolatey milk, and it's fire. If I'm quite honest. Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
at least we know. At least we know.
disgusting.
At least we know Apiary is not a psychopath. She doesn't drink
Yeah,
the
no,
Oreo milk,
no.
the water.
Yeah, no. I know this question is getting asked too. No, I don't pour water in cereal, you fucking weirdo. No. No.
That's not really that far fetched of a question, though.
Okay.
It's really
she's
not.
not saying water is just an overall substitution for milk. We've got that cleared up.
Jesus Christ.
And thank you, Chris, for the gifted subs. I appreciate you. I can gift those back to Apiary when she does her stream with different liquids and Oreos. I have another question for you, going off the topic of Oreos because I feel bad
Oh,
now.
God.
Okay, so another question is, what's your go-to video game right now?
What's your video game?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's hard. So I just Nintendo just had a sale on Switch games. And I prefer, if I'm being honest, I prefer Switch games to PC games because I am a fat ass at heart and I like laying down when I play video games. Don't come for me. And so I purchased a few games that I'm kind of enjoying quite a bit. I finally bought Yooka-Laylee. which
Ukulele?
because it was only $10, and I'm a cheap ass, and I wasn't paying fucking $400 or $40 for a Banjo Kazooie knockoff that didn't do very well. But I love Banjo Kazooie is my all-time favorite game, and ukulele, for those of you who don't know, is
Oh, I
like
know what
it
ukulele
was
is.
very heavily
Yeah.
based off of Banjo Kazooie, and it's not a substitute for the game, but it is giving me a healthy dose of nostalgia and reminding me how much I love those original Banjo Kazooie games. So I'd probably say that, and it's worth $10, I would say. So I played a little bit of that recently. It was nice.
And someone said to get you into Noida. Have you played Noida? I know you've watched at least me play Noida.
I have played Noida. So
I've not seen you play it actually. Yeah.
to put the record straight, okay.
Uh-oh.
Me and Alan put Alex onto Noida along with a few of our other friends. All right. So I want credit for
was
this.
it you?
I'm assuming you're asking because Alex has been playing a lot of it.
Was it you? I can't
But-
remember who it was. I have really
Yeah.
bad memory, guys. Just to let you guys know, it's terrible.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I don't get to play a lot of games. I really don't. I don't have time for it. But I watch a lot of people play games. I've been really enjoying watching Alex die incessantly in Noida.
Wow. Called me out like that. Okay. I don't just. I got pretty far. All right. It got
Uh-huh.
decently far.
Uh-huh.
I died once or
Uh-huh.
twice. It just happens.
Yeah,
no,
no,
it's
no,
hard.
no, yeah. I remember you went all the way to the boss, and then after you beat the boss, you got blown up.
That was so sad. I got all the way to the boss, guys,
That's
and I beat the boss, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't know the boss blows up. And then I sat
beat
there,
the game with it.
and I sat there in victory. I got up on my seat, chanting and cheering, and then it says, "You've died, and you have no victories in this game." And I said, "Well, that's awkward."
Oh god.
Well, that's awkward. Can I pay for an Alex X Chase calendar shoot? Like pictures styled, but y'all are just got married? I mean, because we have, is it because the setups? Is it because we both have purple setups?
You guys look like you're in the same room with two different angles.
There's nothing wrong with that. Me and Chase have great taste. All right, Mr. Hotel Room?
All right.
Fucking roasted. Jesus Christ.
What do you say from here? He doesn't even have a liquid.
No,
hat. Come on.
no, he
now.
doesn't
All right,
have a
you
liquid hat.
nano leaf, you nano leaf man.
High five each other.
You just-
Wait, right, Chase, we have to high five each other apparently. Wait, this. There we go. Chase, you ready?
You're delayed for me. Your video.
God
is,
damn it.
but-
Just put your hand up.
Just
Other
hold it,
way.
just hold it.
Other way.
Okay.
God damn it, Chase. What the hell is he doing?
This is way too difficult.
There we go. High five.
Yeah, boom, high five. That was the longest high five.
I'm
Chase is like going all over
Proud.
the room.
I feel very strangely proud. Yeah.
I don't like that.
The struggle bus is real, yeah.
My
Yeah.
camera's flipped in Discord compared to how it is on the stream, so
Oh.
I was really lost.
But I guess those are like, we've had some really good conversation today. And chat, was there anything at all, obviously that's not TOS or, you know, anything like that you guys want to ask Apiary Keyboards? Is there anything you guys want to ask? We went through our usual. We've asked Apiary some spicy questions. We've asked Apiary her thoughts on the, you know, the way that the keyboard hobby's moving. We've asked her on something more recently that we all feel pretty passionate about, which is, you know, flippers and the way that the fake scene is going and what we can do to stop it and what everyone's opinions are. I thought Oreos and water was already TOS. Damn it. Am I getting banned after this? Play
I've got-
Hyrule Warriors. What's up, Chase?
I've got a question. I feel like we've spent a lot of time on like the, I guess not. Well, yeah, like the negative sides of the community. I guess. What are
There you
you?
go.
I know we've
Question.
also talked about some things that we're excited about, but like, what are you really excited about for the community and like the future of it? Like, what recently or what over the last year have you seen that like gives you a lot of hope for where this is going?
Oh yeah. We're having a lot of new designers come out with some really interesting, cool designs, just from a design perspective. And I'm excited to see that. I think, you know, it's easy for communities to get stuck in ruts design wise, and so it's always fun to get some new blood in. And then just continuing to watch our good, legitimate, proven vendors be able to release more and more of the products that they want to, because they finally have the capital to do so. That's starting to happen, and that's crazy exciting for me. I love that we're moving towards those budget keyboards that everybody's always wanted to do, but never had the ability to do in the past. And I just think it's going to get better from here. As long as we continue supporting those vendors who are reputable and really care about the community, I think this place is going to go really far. And that's super exciting to me.
I think another really positive thing that me and Apiary have touched upon this before. I don't know if we've touched upon it on stream, but just seeing the amount of really cool new people, like faces and platforms that'll capture people's audiences too. I'm going to shout out someone, Stray Chroma. She's been honestly like a joy to watch recently. And seeing all these new faces and stuff on Twitch, well, I mean, I don't know if anyone streams on YouTube. Actually, I've never checked. But on Twitch too, it's been a joy to see those people. It's so inspiring because there's obviously people that, myself, Apiary, a lot of the other bigger people like Teha, we might not ever capture 100% of the people who might be interested in this. And there might be someone who, there might be someone who likes Stray Chroma for Stray Chroma, and then keyboards ends up being something they get into. So it's really cool to see that, because that, also brings in people to this hobby, and that's so inspiring to see too.
Oh yeah, I mean, the more friends, the better, right? Like I'm here for all of the new content creators who are like just working their asses off to make good content, really care about their communities and the community as a whole. And I'm here for more friends. I'm always here for it. Nothing wrong with that. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Then I saw some questions too about what's Apiary's thoughts on pineapple on pizza.
It's I don't have strong feelings. I know that in itself is probably a strong feeling, but I don't have strong feelings about.
I'm on the same page with you. What IEMs are you using? I see this even get asked a lot in your chat.
Yeah, so they're the KZST cheap $20 ones. They're surprisingly good for the price. I like them because I can fuck them up without having to worry.
I mean, they're actually, to be honest, guys, IEM like Audio World, those are actually pretty good IEMs. They're not very expensive. There's a whole bunch of different options you can get from KZ on Amazon even. So that's actually like a legitimate answer. Like they're pretty damn good for the price.
Especially for the price.
Yeah.
Stupid good.
What other thing? Can't decide what car to buy. I like the Azure and actually, here's a question. What's your favorite car color? So you've seen in the pictures. Obviously, we haven't seen them all in person.
How can you ask me that question?
Is it
what
going to be?
The answer is. Everybody knows what the answer is. You're kidding me.
What was the colorway called again? What was the colorway called?
Soya.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course it's soya.
Okay, but if you didn't pick soya, what's your next favorite color?
Okay. Maybe Azure. I love good blues. A good blue has my heart.
Okay. If you guys redeem things like compliments and stuff, I apologize. I'm gonna give you guys a refund for those later. We'll do those later. We'll do this on Tuesday's stream. What else do we have here for you? Have you ever had designs for anything outside of the keyboard world? You have a great eye for design.
I did art a lot growing up. I'm decently well versed in like watercolor art. So I did art, but I've never designed products before now. I'm also really young though, so I don't think that should come as any surprise. But yeah, no, not really. But I have done art, and I had a real passion for art and art history and design specifically growing up. And I was lucky enough to take a couple of college courses on that. So I'm not an authority on it, but I love it.
So X Influence says, what are some good US vendors? Not Space Cable. I'm joking. Space Cables. Space Cables. I'm gonna say Space Cables, Novel Keys. Reagan's like, out of here. Space Cables, Novel Keys. Honestly, I have Dixie Mech's a pretty good one too. Where's some other ones that I have on my vendor list over here? I want to shout out some smaller ones that I've had really good experiences with. Let's see. Kinetic Labs has been really good too recently.
You have it pulled over the cameras on stream.
Oh, God damn it, dude. Sorry, Chase. Sorry for your face.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm appreciating that I'm not here.
Dude, I always forget that it doesn't capture just this. It literally captures what's on top. TKC. So I saw a question earlier about what our thoughts was on the fulfillment status of TKC. This was like a little early. I've been meaning to ask it, but I totally forgot to ask it. Where is
Should
my
I
vendors list?
abstain?
You can abstain.
I'm going to abstain.
Do you have thoughts you'd like to share, Alex?
I don't really know too much about really anything other than I know the fulfillment center they use. Obviously, it's been affected by COVID as well, so there is less people there. They did say, what I will say is they did say on their stream, when they had their stream on yesterday, they did say that they were going to be working on it, which is good news. But that's as much as I know. I don't really know too much, to be honest. And then we have for other US vendors, Apiary keyboards.
I'm not a vendor.
But she does sell occasionally some beautiful resin trays. I just want to point that out.
I got asked, and I think this is a fair question, so apologies if I can interrupt you for a second. The people are asking me why I'm not saying anything. It's because I'm biased, and I don't think it's my place to speak on it, considering that I've been in what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, I can't find the word. I literally all of my orders that I've placed in the past year from TKC are not being delivered, and I'm a little grumpy about it, and I don't think I can be fair.
Fair.
In my opinion, so that's why I'm choosing not to say anything. I'm not trying to be like sketch or anything. It's just I don't want to be unfair, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think with anything being affected by something delayed too leaves a sour taste in anyone's mouth. I think it's okay to feel that way, to be honest. But Keycult's another amazing United States vendor. They sell keyboards and sometimes some awesome shirts. Salvin is not US, but can I also just say Salvin also sells shirts too and sweaters? Just saying. Just saying, guys.
I gotta buy one now.
You better. You better buy one. Keycult restaurants are still up, are they?
Yeah. Until the 30th, I think. Until the last of this month, the 31st.
Is it a group buy? Is it a group buy again?
Yes, it is a group buy.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought those were already closed. Oh, I'm thinking of the extras that one. Never mind. It's a group buy. Oh. I can't follow. There's too many things going on. I swear to goodness.
I know. I feel ya.
There's so many things. Okay, guys. Alex, don't you have a list of... I know I pulled it up. That was over Chase's face 2 seconds ago. Dude, I don't remember everything. Like, I think a lot of people come into streams and expect me to remember stuff too. And I think Apiary might be in the same... I can't remember everything. There's too much shit. Like, you see how many vendors are on the list?
There's a reason he has a list.
Yeah. Like, there's literally... of stuff that I know. In the US, there's like 20 here, and then in Canada there's like another 10, and then in Asia there's another 10. I mean, I only have 5 for Australia, but I know there's more than 5, and there's only 10 for Europe, but I know there's more than 10. And then other, because I truthfully don't know where they come from, is like 5 or 6 on my vendor list, but I know there's more. Artisans, there's too many to count. I'm not even gonna try counting that. You know, so there's lots. There's a lot of vendors. And what I do with my vendor list too, guys, is I put a little black star of people I've had successful orders from. And if I don't get a successful order, I take away the star.
They get a little doo-doo emoji.
Or if they're really not trusted, I just remove them. So there's also that. So if you want something that I constantly update, I literally update this like once a week with not written experiences, but you can tell by the legends of different keycap vendors and artisans and other vendors. I do keep a list of it. Do you think getting into the hobby as a creative rather than a consumer will still be viable in 2 years' time? That's an interesting question, Apiary. What do you think?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
I think with anything. I don't think designers now are like, I can't go design shoes and clothing.
I mean, to be honest, it depends on how you're getting into the hobby as a creative, but certainly in terms of content creation, it's already way easier than it was a year ago or 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago. So I think certainly, there may be different ways in it. It may be harder to get in as a designer. I'm not sure. You may have to prove yourself a little bit more. I'm not sure. But there will be always, paths into being a creative, and, there's ones that'll get easier even as others close. So yeah, for sure.
Do we have any So we are hitting our hour and a half mark, and you guys know we usually wrap up around this time. Do you guys have any last minute questions or Chase in Space? Did you have any? Ooh, that kind of rhymed. I kind of like it. Yeah. Ooh, I've never said that before. Okay. You guys have any last minute questions that does not pertain to water and Oreos?
Oh, definitely not then. Yeah, sorry.
Aw.
That's
all I'm known for now. Water and Oreos.
I wonder how long that's
Oreo
gonna
girl.
follow you for.
I mean,
I
dude,
made a terrible mistake.
dude, the fact
Move
that I said I
aside,
don't
waffle
like
boy.
one yeah, waffle boy. The fact that I said I don't like mashed potatoes has followed me forever. Apiary makes sure every time I join chat to be like, oh, there's the guy that doesn't like mashed potatoes.
Honestly, I'm just reaping what I've sown. This is just my karma. I'll take it. I'll take it like a man. Don't worry.
Do you talk about the RM? Wait, which post? You mean the TGR clone? Yeah, that's what sparked the conversation before.
Yes,
Tap water,
so-
sparkling water, or never mind.
Pellegrino exclusively.
Wait to see the VOD. Honestly, it's funny, man. There's some good takes. There's some, I think some stuff you can learn from. There's some laughs, some giggles. You know, there was Apiary went to Walmart to buy the hat.
I like how Alex knows that Walmart is my store of choice.
You've said it
Really
before to
caught
me.
there.
You ever been to Walmart like after midnight before and just seen the crowd in Walmart?
It's scary.
I don't want to talk
honest.
about it.
It's
I don't want to talk about when I've gone to Walmart.
Yeah, I'm part of that crowd.
What
do you
hours
mean?
of the day? Yeah.
Chase is like, I was there last night. What are you trying to say?
Wait, what do you mean? You might see me there.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm
if
just
you
saying,
were-
if you go after 2:30 a.m., it's
If
One
you
lane
are
open.
so Real Oak asks, if you are creative and want to start making desk mats and possibly even keycaps, how do you reach out to them? What do you mean by
Make
that?
something. If you make something good enough, they'll reach out to you,
Oh,
my
he
dude.
means vendors. Yeah, I think so. I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
posting it on socials and doing it.
Do some legwork.
Yeah.
do your research, lurk Geekhack and kind of see what people are saying about other designs or stuff, and like, you know, maybe negative things, and then make your design, get people's opinions, do iterations. You know, people reach out to you, but if they don't immediately, it's not because maybe they're not interested, they just haven't maybe
Get a
seen it.
couple prototypes made. Take
Get some
pictures.
Please.
prototypes. Get a vendor to get interested in it, yeah, and then they
Sell
can help.
yourself.
Sell yourself, market yourself, yay.
Who are your favorite keyboard designers right now and why?
Ooh, I like that.
Not the tofu.
Just keyboard designers or designers and keyboards,
Yeah.
because those can be two different things.
I don't know. I guess they said keyboard designers, so maybe we'll talk about physical keyboards.
Alright, that also narrows the scope. It's a little bit easier to answer.
Yeah, we'll talk about physical keyboards.
I have a lot of respect for AIO3. I think most of the stuff he puts out, he does a shit ton of research. He does his very best, and I have a huge amount of respect for it, even on the rare occasion that it's not something that's to my taste design-wise. I still love it, and I'm excited for it. So I would say AIO3, and then I would say I'm really excited for just about anything that comes out of RamaWorks' Foundry. You know, to have something be good enough and worth running enough that somebody's willing to support your career even when it's at competition with their own is something special. So I think I'm really looking forward to just about anything that runs through that, and all the designers who run their stuff through Rama Foundry as well.
That's a good answer. I think with me it's I think there's been a lot of keyboards I really respect the design for. It's hard for me to narrow it down to one. I don't really know. What about keycaps?
Neflock. But that again is probably pretty obvious in the fact that we collaborated on Nor, but the guy has an eye for design that I don't think controversial opinion here. I honestly don't think I've seen anything that speaks to me as much as his designs, both in keyboards and out. And again, I'm biased because I happen to know Riley outside of keyboards. But I think if he chooses to focus more on keyboards, which he may not, but if he does, I think he'll be unstoppable. The guy's just fucking amazing as a designer.
I don't think being biased is a bad thing. Like if you have faith in someone and you know them outside the keyboard hobby, I think it's okay to put a little bit of extra emphasis on someone. I think that's totally fine. I think that just shows, if anything, that you're willing to show your support, you know, in that kind of way.
Mhm.
Zambu, so lit. Zambu is so lit, yes.
Another
Zambu-
person who really cares about what they do and the impact it has on the community and puts a shit ton of thought into everything they do.
Yes.
Huge respect to Zambo.
Zambu also really cares about my hydration levels. So he
We all
really cares, and I blame Apiary for that. She's put her hat down. He really
That
cares.
never happened.
That never happened.
That never happened.
Was it you or? Oh no, I don't even remember who started that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about that on my stream, guys. Someone also asked, where would I find some fire hoodies like the one Alex is wearing right now? So I actually got this because I saw Apiary had it.
I'm such a trendsetter.
She's an
That's so
influencer. But you can't get these ones here unless you spend some stupid amount of money on eBay. I'll be real with you guys. Don't buy it.
them. Don't buy them.
But I can say there's some cool sweaters on celestialfox.ca. Other than that,
Available
I
for pre-order
if
now.
you guys want to think that I have style, that thank you, I appreciate it. I don't. Thank you. But I think that's it. I think that's all we can really talk about today. Did you guys want to, Apiary, did you have any last messages you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, actually, because I feel like we touched on a lot of the negative aspects of the community, but honestly, I just kind of, this is gonna be sappy. Bear with me.
Go
I
for
know,
it.
grit your teeth, spirit. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for carrying. Thank you guys for supporting people in this hobby, creators, board designers, keycap designers, and just like keep in mind that you guys are the most important. Like people who support everybody in this community, as you're literally doing right now by watching or listening. Are what decides the direction of the community and help make sure that good things are being made. So big fucking thanks to you guys. Honestly, huge.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Because we still support, and you guys are still people who don't go and buy fake things and don't go buy that kind of stuff. You are supporting people who are literally developing the products that people rip off. And without that support, without that dedication to showing people that you still want to buy their products, who's gonna design things, right? So it becomes down this chain of, I guess, activity. But thank you guys so much for supporting everyone. If you guys already don't, exclamation point Apiary in the chat, please and thank you. And you guys can actually take a look at what Apiary does. She does a slew of different things. I believe she's even working on some other content other than Twitch.
Oh,
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No leaks, but please go check her out. Go check out her YouTube channel too. Maybe that'll get
I promise.
Maybe that'll get
I'm
some.
not always a stuck-up prick. I promise. only now. Only today.
I don't think you're stuck.
Yeah, I don't think you I do not think you came off as a stuck prick at all. So
Thank you.
Like I said, it's important conversation. You know, I play devil's advocate usually a lot on this stream, but it's important advocation. Jesus, it's important conversation. I can't speak. I'm sorry. It's important conversation. I think it's really important that we talk about things like this. I truly do, because without this conversation, I feel like it's taboo, and some people just can't find a spot to talk about it. So I think it's important. You guys are the best. Thank you guys all so much for supporting us. You know, if you want someone to support Apiary Keyboards, she's legitimately such a sweetheart. She cares a lot about this community. I don't know if you guys noticed today. The only thing that Apiary doesn't care about is solid Oreos.
Oreos.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go follow someone really cool, check out Apiary. We have Mr. Space Cables is over here. We have Space Cables. He's doing so much right now. He's expanding. You guys are gonna see some cool stuff from him. And we have Mr. Chase over here, who's also doing some really fun stuff. He regularly posts stuff about Keebcast on the Keebcast Instagram as well as the YouTube. So this will be on the YouTube as well, assuming that Twitch doesn't DMCA us again like they did with Brandon Taylor. So hopefully not. Take care, everybody. We're gonna end off right now. So have a good one. Wait, who should we raid? I forgot to raid. We didn't raid anyone last week. I actually forgot.
Katana and Lolzax are on.
I raided
Basic is on.
Lols
Yes.
last night. Let's raid Beamy. What's she building today? She's building the keycap.
also, thank you, Apiary, for taking some time out of your schedule to
thank
do
you.
this before you obviously have other commitments to take care of tonight. So thank you thank you for taking some time out to do this with us, and thank you for running to grab that hat to match with us for this one.
Yes.
as well.
Oh, anytime.
Is that a cat
I'm
on the
here,
hat, by
I'm
the
here.
way? Is that a cat?
That is a cat. Yeah, no, that's a cat. Uh-huh.
Oh.
There's a cat on a hat, not a cat in a hat.
The cat in a hat. I had one with a rooster, but I thought that might be a little too on the nose here. So
I like it. Hey Reagan, what does your cap say? What does your cap say?
My cap says PCNA. It's a my job before this was like network administration and programming, so this is a package certified network administrator hat. I know, so cool.
Hey Chase, what does yours say?
Yeah.
Mine says liquid.
Mine says liquid too. You know what Reagan's doesn't say? Liquid.